Little?
A lot.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm feeling my heartbeat like 1,000 times a minute, so I'm just accepting it.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Well,
How
thank
exciting.
you. It is exciting.
Yes.
It's just a different exciting.
Yes.
I have a question that's an old world question.
An old world question. All right. Well,
I'm gonna
let's go back to that parallel reality for a
Okay.
moment
It's
so that we have a context in which to discuss it.
It's a Jesus question.
A Jesus question. All right. A Yeshua question.
A Yeshua question.
Yes. What about Yeshua?
Since Easter passed us,
Yes, but it's coming around again
it'll-
eventually. Your planet has a habit of doing that, orbiting around its central star. Oops, there we are again. Yes. What is your Yeshua question?
I'd like to know if he was truly crucified.
Yes. Truly crucified.
And did he resurrect 3 days after?
In a sense. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky because this is a prime example of the concept of splitting into parallel realities. In one, absolutely. In another, no. And in yet again another, something else again. Understand that being had the capacity and the knowledge to understand exactly what was being done and what kind of impact would branch out from that and how it would create a multitude of parallel reality offshoots and give them energy and momentum so that all could decide what it is they wanted to believe, what it is they wanted to relate to, what it is they wanted to understand about that being's message, which was primarily, you are all like me. That's the second coming. The realization that you are all like that. The discovery of what you call the Christ consciousness or the Buddha nature or the Krishna spirit in each and every one of you. But it was done in a way, like what we have just explained a moment ago, to give each and every one of you the choice to decide what you would and wouldn't believe was true for you. Does this make sense to you?
And it helps me deeply. I don't know why it does, but it does.
Well, all right.
Thank you.
Now, understand also that the symbolism also is, and this is the, shall we say, interpretation, the spin in a different direction on the idea that is bandied about in your religions that Jesus died for your sins. What was actually happening was the willingness to take on to the self of that being the idea of the ultimate consequence in one direction of expressing what you believe to be true in the face of those that have and contain such great fear that by being shown how much of a God they really are, their only reaction can be one of fear, panic, and hate to the point where they will actually put to death the reflection that shows them they are unconditionally loved and are aspects of God. That helped to break, to crack that face, that unconscious face in your society. It helped to bring it to the surface, to show how much fear you were in, and to give you a chance to work through that and to understand more than just euphemistically that you do not need to be nailed to a cross to be yourselves. You do not need to punish yourselves. You do not need to go through suffering to be yourselves. That's the true meaning, in essence, of that whole play that was given. Is I will do this to show you that this is where you are at, but simultaneously to show you that if you embrace yourself and accept yourself as I have, Yeshua said, you will not need to take this path. But until you do embrace yourself as equal to me, you will constantly kill your joy. You will nail it to a cross. And you will die with it. Until, of course, you are born again and take another stab at it. No pun intended. Well, all right, a little bit. Because after all, Yeshua did have a very good sense of humor. Although most of you are not told that. He laughed all the time. All the time. I mean all the time. Well, not all the time, but you get the point.
Got it.
Is this helping?
Yes, very much.
All right.
And I'm going to change the subject here.
Oh, all right.
I'm going to go into snakes.
Snakes. Another symbol that you have bandied about on your planet in a variety of ways and given a variety of meanings to, pro and con, positive and negative.
I'm having visions lately.
Yes.
I get up at 2 in the morning and then
Oh.
I shut my eyes and all of a sudden there are glittery snakes slithering and then their scales turn into almost luminescent as these crystals here.
Yes.
And then it changes into checkerboards.
Yes.
And I'd like to know, what are they trying to...
It's a very simple symbol. The snake, put on a very basic archetypal terminology, is a symbol for ancient knowledge, all knowledge. That's the glittering scales, the multicolored hues, the rainbow, iridescence, all knowledge. The checkerboard is when you take that broad spectrum of knowledge and suddenly confine it and limit it to the idea of simply a positive and a negative reality, and only see things in black and white. So you are reversing that process, and the snakes are guiding you as a symbol in that way to turn the checkerboard back into iridescent, multicolored scales of infinite understanding and knowledge. Do you follow me? You are now all right. You're becoming all right with eating from the tree of all knowledge and no longer punishing yourselves for doing so.
Interesting.
Does that make sense to you?
It makes deep sense. And it helps takes away some fear.
Well, it transforms it, yes. Because you see, fear is your own energy. You are an energy. You're all an energy. You have 100% of your energy there. You experience your energy as joy, love, and excitement when you flow that energy through belief systems that are in alignment and in harmony with your true self. But you experience the very same energy as fear when you simply flow it through belief systems that are out of harmony with your true natural self. So once you define what you prefer to define, once you change the definitions, you then flow that energy of yourself through different definitions, different belief systems, and you change the vibrational flavor of your energy from fear to joy.
And that's what I want more of.
Then you go right ahead and choose it in thought, word, and deed.
Okay, I'm going for it then. Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you. That is what makes all the difference in your world, literally.
Hi, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Hi, my name is Natasha.
Oh, all right, Natasha.
Yes. The question
If
that
you're
I'm...
not a Shah, what are you?
The question I am most thinking about
Yes.
is that my professional life, I've gone into a lot of different things, and there were different reasons I chose it.
All right.
And I wasn't following my excitement.
Oh, all right. And now?
And now I'm still not.
Oh, all right.
And I feel I'm going into a direction where I'm about to go on a crossroad where I'm choosing something. And I'm wondering...
Is it your highest excitement?
I guess what I'm asking is how I would uncover my highest excitement, or how I would come closer to...
Oh, all right. Well, may I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Why, thank you.
Yes.
Are you telling me you can't recognize the difference between something that excites you and something that doesn't?
No, I can.
You can?
I can.
Then
yes.
where's the difficulty?
In choosing what? There's a
I'll
lot of-
ask you the question again.
There's a lot of things that...
Oh, no. I know. No offense, no judgment. I know you humans create a lot of reasons.
Right.
Create a lot of seeming things that you must consider.
Yes.
But really,
Right.
you don't.
Okay.
You see, when you understand what excitement is, you will realize why you don't have to always look at every single little detail in order to know what to do. Now, let's talk about this on two levels primarily.
Right.
The most fundamental level is this. When we talk about the idea of acting on your joy to the best of your ability, we mean at every given moment on anything.
I see.
It doesn't have to be a career thing, but they're connected.
Right.
So, in other words, if right now, out of all the options you have when you leave this discussion with us, out of all the options you have available to you of things you could choose to do, if you look at all the options and you realize that simply taking a walk or driving your car or calling a friend is the most exciting thing out of all the options, that's the thing to do. Just because it's the most exciting. You don't need a reason why. It's the excitement that tells you that's the next thing you need to do. And here's the other level. It's the excitement in the simple things that tells you what simple things are actually connected to the bigger things that excite you. And will actually get you there in what may seem to be a roundabout manner, but by following the excitement is actually the shortest, fastest, straightest path. So, every moment, if you simply choose the thing that excites you the most at that moment out of all the things you have available to you, that you have the best ability to actually take action on, do it. Take action on that thing. When you can take action on that thing no further, look around for the next most exciting thing you have the greatest ability to take action on and do that, whatever it is. Even if it doesn't seem connected to anything else, do it because the excitement tells you it is connected.
Okay.
Now, once you start doing that, once you get into that pattern, you will sensitize yourself to the idea of excitement. You'll become a better sensor for the concept of what does excite you and what doesn't, and you won't create so many things to consider
Right.
before you will simply be willing to take action on your excitement. Not only because of that, not only because you become a better sensor of it, but also because you begin to understand the principle that excitement is its own self-contained kit and its own driving engine. When you act on your excitement to the best of your ability every moment, you begin to experience synchronistically that the exciting thing you're doing actually contains all of the things you actually need to consider. And what it doesn't contain, you don't need to consider. It's a self-contained kit that always perpetuates more of the same, more excitement, and brings with it the things that actually are important for you to have to look at in that process of continuing and expanding your excitement. So, what doesn't come with it isn't part of that kit and has no business taking time in your life. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Does this help you?
Yes.
Do you think you're actually willing to live this way?
Yes, I'm actually getting emotional about feeling that.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Then perhaps we have struck a chord.
Yes.
That's what you want. You want that passion. You want that vibration. You want to understand that excitement, what you translate as that feeling, that love, that passion, is the vibration of your true natural self in the way you are actually created. That's why it's always the beacon to move toward. You're actually moving toward yourself and more and more and more of yourself every time you are willing to take a step toward your excitement by acting on the situation that contains the most of it without cluttering it up with other things that actually are not a part of that excitement. But if those things come up, you don't deny them, you recognize they're there for a reason. And the reason they're there is for you to understand what information they have for you by processing them that will tell you more about who you are, so that in learning more of who you are, you can continue to act more and more and more every day, every moment on more of your excitement.
Yeah.
Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
As
it
a
does.
process, as an idea, as a
Yes.
mechanism.
It does.
I guarantee to all of you This is how life works and how it will become an ecstatic explosion of excitement and synchronicity. The more that you trust it, the more that you live it, you will see that it is so. It will prove itself to you. But you have to take the first step. And remember, it is believing is seeing, not seeing is believing.
Right.
You understand?
Yes.
And the belief does not have to be foundationless. You will understand that what we are talking about here is simply pure physics. What you put out is what you get back. The more you demonstrate in your behavior to the universe that you're willing to believe that what excites you the most is what you're all about by your actions, the more the universe will reflect more of that back to you. Mm-hmm. But here's the polarized aspect of it. When you start acting on your joy, don't assume with expectation that you must see things outside of you change. They can and often will, and often very rapidly. When you change your vibration, the outside will often change. However, if it doesn't immediately do so, don't assume you've done something wrong. Don't assume that you are not seeing a representation of your excitement. Understand, every single thing in physical reality, in every single situation and circumstance, serves double duty. They're all neutral props. They have no built-in meaning. So when you know you're following your joy, you might still see the very same scenario all around you manifesting. The difference that lets you know there's a difference is that you respond differently to it than you did before. Not that it looks different, it's that you act differently toward it than you did before. That's what lets you know your reality has actually changed, because no matter what it looks like, you're now only going to get a positive effect out of it. No matter what anyone else's intention in that scenario may be toward you, the only effect you will get is the meaning you've given it. Even if it looks the same as it did a moment ago. Is all of this making some coherent sense to you?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes, it does.
Then I thank you.
Thank you. And I actually wanted to ask another question about something completely different.
Well, we'll see how completely different it is.
I have a friend who had an
You
injury.
do?
Yes.
Amazing. All right.
And she's actually here. She had a knee injury,
Yes.
and she basically tore her ACL, which is in your knee. It's a
Oh,
ligament.
all right.
It's a ligament.
Yes.
And she's wondering if she can help heal herself
Yes.
through whatever way without having to have a surgery.
Yes. Now, there are many ways, of course, and of course it depends upon the person's belief systems.
Right.
However, one of the strongest methodologies that we actually have recommended to other people in exactly the same situation is the idea of a thorough detoxification of the body. Thorough detoxification of the body, and the inputting into the body of the appropriate, highly potent, natural, organic nutrients that will allow the body to do what it does naturally, which is repair itself rapidly. The only reason the body would not repair itself rapidly is because there may be things impeding it from doing so. And because your planet and most of your belief systems are not capable in that sense of wishing it away, most of your planet is highly toxic. The food, the water, the air, highly toxic. If you will do a thorough detoxification, or if she will, and then input the proper nutrients, you will find rapid healing can take place in that area. The last person that we recommended this to tore and destroyed every single muscle and ligament in the knee area. In your doctor's estimations, the only solution was surgery. In doing the detox and putting in the proper nutrients, the person was walking again perfectly in 30 days. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, we rarely recommend specific ideas or products. However, in this case, and in this specific case, we will suggest to you a company that exists on your planet in your Los Angeles area called American Botanical Pharmacy. Get their information, do the detox program, put the proper nutrients in, you will heal. All right?
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.